Hello, our financial literate, abundance, money, progress girls. Did that even make sense?
Sure did.
What I'm trying to say is...
Today we're talking about finance, if you couldn't tell.
Well, we are clearly in a room that is not very me. Maybe for Farmer Whitney here.
Yeah, I came down from the farm for this, and clearly we're growing some stuff. So,
we will not
I'm happy
smoke
to be
it right
here.
now.
But maybe later. No, just kidding. That's we're in a new room tonight.
I accidentally booked Studio A and not Studio C, and the perfectionist inside of me is cringing right now.
I knew it. I told Wolf, our producer, today that you were going to have a really hard time adjusting to this.
Just like aesthetic is so important to me, but it's fine.
Well, I kept my hat on to work with the aesthetic, so I hope that works.
And I wore my
you.
fancy watch. Not sure what that's adding.
Because we're definitely not in the fancy room today. But it's okay. It's all right. We're going to get to finance, but before we do, I have to tell you about my trip to Canada.
Yeah. Hello. I haven't seen you.
Great to see you. Good to see you. Only a true self-sabotager would plan a family road trip in between two trips out of the country.
Yeah, I don't know what you were trying to accomplish with that.
Well, the reasoning is because I have a ton of 40th birthdays this year, so I'm traveling a lot, and we weren't going to be able to fit in the road trip in between. So it ended up becoming like, well, when are we going to do this? And traditions for me, because I never grew up with any, are so, so important. So I was like, we're not going to miss the family road trip this year. I don't care what we have to do.
But to therapize you.
Please.
Therapize you.
Therapize. You were right.
Oh, God, I need a matcha and some food. I'm starving.
Have no snacks.
No snacks.
No matcha.
The one day I needed you to bring snacks, you fail on that.
I did bring my notes.
You did. You're like, could you bring me notes? And then halfway in my hair appointment, I'm like, well, I have no notes.
That's okay.
Okay, so do you ever feel like, yes, traditions are important, but like holding on to them so tight
is my problem.
Yeah.
For sure.
You're like, we have to get this in. We have to get this in.
No, literally, I'm driving to Canada. My eye is twitching. Like, I'm so tired. And then
also choosing to do 10 hours in a car.
Oh, but we've done much more. We've gone to North Carolina, South Carolina.
Like, you guys enjoy that.
Yeah. And we do no iPads, no screens.
Okay.
Not because I'm a hero, but because I want to like force my kids.
What, are you trying to be a hero?
I'm not trying to be a hero. Trust me. I will give them the iPads at a later date, usually on planes. Anytime I'm going to be like concerned about their behavior for other people.
Yes, totally.
But like for myself, you can scream all you want. You're not getting a screen. But I do all of these like fun little like travel things, magnetic tiles for travel, you know, coloring, all of this stuff. And they get to open it like every few hours, a new thing for the car. So that's like really fun. But anyway, so I'm driving and we love to drive. It's like a big connector in our family. We talk, we listen to music, we do all that stuff.
See, Jim is always so serious when he drives. And I'm like,
oh no, you can't be serious. You have to get snacks. You have to have a good road trip playlist. You have to have a good co-pilot. Chris and I are like the best. Make each other laugh. We'll help each other out with the driving. We switch on and off, like, you know, snack sharing, all of that stuff. And plus like music, we have similar tastes. So like we DJ for each other. But wait, so I wake up at 5:30. I get the kids in the car, throw them all in. We ended up leaving around 6:30. I wanted to leave a little bit earlier. We're driving. I'm probably like 4 or 5 hours in. I get pulled over.
You're driving.
I'm driving. Okay. This is the first time I've gotten pulled over as a mom, which I was like,
that's so scary.
It's so scary.
Did you try and use pretty privilege or no?
I didn't try to use pretty privilege. So I pull over. So we're on the highway. Hilarious about pretty privilege. We'll come back to that. We're on the highway.
Sorry, officer.
I tried something else. It didn't work. Okay. We're driving. I get pulled over. I have no idea why I'm getting pulled over because I specifically wasn't speeding. I was in the right lane. And then I don't have a place to pull over because I have my kids in the car and I'm really scared about pulling over on the highway. So like I freak out. I pull off a rest stop, but the rest stop like lane is so long. So the police is following me has to be like 2 minutes. It feels like 20 hours, but it's like 2 minutes with the lights on.
Oh gosh.
I'm like, oh God, we're getting pulled over. Jackson's like, what's going on? Chris is like, just stay calm. We're fine. You weren't speeding. I saw it. This is probably a mistake, whatever. We keep driving and we keep driving. And I'm like, oh my God, why can't I? There's no place for me to pull over. And I'm like waiting to hear him be like on the, like, pull over your car. You're under arrest. You know, like I'm like freaking out. My nervous system is on fire. I finally pull into the rest stop. He comes up behind me. He's like, almost brandishing his gun a little bit and like walks up to the car and he's like, why did you keep going? That's his first thing to me. And I was like, I have children in the car. I didn't see a safe space to pull over. He's like, okay. Then he goes on to explain to me that I'm being pulled over because when you see someone else being pulled over, which this guy was with another cop pulling someone else over, you're supposed to change into the other lane. I had no idea.
Okay, get a fucking hobby.
Get a fucking hobby,
That's
right?
crazy.
Wait for this story. Okay, so I take the ticket. I'm like, okay, I'm guilty. I didn't move over. I'm so sorry. I didn't use pretty privilege. I just hysterically cried. Chris was like,
emotional.
A little like emotional guilt or fear, maybe. Yes. I was like, I will lose it. So I was like really upset. I was like, I'm guilty. I'm so sorry. I'm guilty. And Chris is like, you need to just like calm down. I'm like, okay, I'm going to calm down. So I calm down. I get it together. I get the ticket. It's like a real ticket. I'll like have to like get
versus
points on my license.
Oh, points.
Points on my license. Like I have to show up in court or just plead guilty. So I was like, I'm just guilty. I'm guilty. I'll pay it, whatever. Cause like I hate being in trouble.
Yeah.
Get in the car. We're driving another hour. I get pulled over again.
Stop it.
I'm not kidding. At this point, I am losing it. I'm fried. I'm shaking.
Police officers?
Right before we crossed the border. So all New York State. And like there was so many cops out. And I was like, at the end of the month, I know that they need to like hit quota.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's the beginning of the month. And Chris is like, the holidays.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. I get pulled over again. This time I'm hysterically crying, like really bad.
Okay.
The cop is obviously like very concerned for my health.
Chris is like, calm down, woman.
Well, yes. Yes. Multiple times he's like, why are you so upset? Like this is just a ticket. I was hyperventilating. My kids are like actually scared more from me than like anything else. Get it together, right? But I think I was so burnt out by driving and then also just getting back from Mexico, having to do the turnaround, then drive this trip. But then also like I haven't gotten pulled over in so long and I hate getting in trouble and then getting pulled over twice. I was done. So
what did you do this time?
He gives me a lesser ticket because he feels
the same guy,
different guy. He feels really bad. And I tell him, I'm like, I just got a ticket for this. It's the same. He gives me a ticket for the same thing. But this time he was like, you didn't see those construction workers that were working on the right side of the road. You need to switch over to the left. And I go, I just got a ticket for this. What is this new rule? And he's like, yeah, it is kind of new. Like it's not new. You were always supposed to switch, but it's new in that we're giving tickets if people don't switch because it's a danger.
If you're driving in the right lane and there's people on the side.
If you're driving in the right lane, and there are people on the right side of the road, like changing their tire or like being pulled over or whatever. If they're on any side of the road, you have to move to the other lane or else you get like a very serious ticket. Had no idea.
That makes zero sense.
But apparently it's because people were getting killed because people were like hitting people. This is what the other cop explained to me. People were hitting people on the side of the road or construction workers. All of these accidents were happening because people weren't being careful when people were pulled over. They weren't moving aside.
Well, they sound like bad drivers.
That's what I said. Why am I paying the price for bad driving for other people? Regardless, I got 2 tickets.
Sorry.
It was awful. We cross over into Canada. Chris ends up switching with me because I'm like hysterical. I'm like shaking. My kids are like, Mom, you need to calm down. Like everyone needs to calm down. We get to Canada. We get to the Airbnb. I realize I didn't pack any of the kids' ski clothes.
Oh my God.
I didn't pack any of their ski clothes. So I'm like, this is just going to be.
Honestly, I feel better about today.
I was like, this is just going to be a calamity of disasters. Whatever. We're going to make the best of it. After spending literally a tuition of college on these fucking ski clothes. I let them play in the rain because it rained the whole first day. All of our activities were canceled. I let them play in the rain, whatever. I ate an entire box of chocolate to my face.
Okay.
And then got my period the next day.
Well, then it makes sense. Do you not track your period?
It's been bouncing ever since NOLA. So like I do track it and like it was supposed to come next week.
Because I feel like that will help.
I agree.
Because then you'll like know, okay, I'm acting like this because my period is coming.
I can usually sense it. I'm like pretty good about being like, oh, I'm feeling crazy today. Like this should work itself out. This is just an anomaly. I got it a week early. Then I lose a bracelet that I got when Chris's dad died. That was like so important to me. And I was like, this has just made this whole trip so awful.
I'm sorry.
However.
What?
In the bottom of my bag yesterday, I found it. It had broken off. The link had broken off and it was in the bottom of my bag.
What a surprise.
What a surprise.
Yeah.
Additionally, everything the kids did, even though we had to do all the activities in like one day, it was the best trip of their life.
Okay,
they literally kept saying, this is the best trip. This is the best trip. I love skiing. I'm obsessed. This was their first time going skiing. We went to Mont Tremblant in Canada. And everyone had the best time. Like we were laughing. It was funny. It was crazy. But it was like we were all in it together and like the memory making. So all to say, even if your holidays were shit or a vacation goes to shit, like try to find the moments of glimmer throughout.
Yeah, that's what you have to do with kids too.
Yeah.
But it sounded like you needed that more than.
I did. I sure did. And I definitely was reminded. Chris was an amazing support and the kids had a great time. And now we have a lot of expensive ski gear. So they will be going skiing a lot this season.
And then they're going to grow out of it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I did get one size too big. So Noah hates it because it's falling off of her, but I don't care.
Okay, good. Amazing.
So today we're supposed to talk about finances. I listened to Bank Account by 21 Savage on the way here to like prepare for.
We should also say that we're not trying to give advice because we are not professionals in that manner.
Literally the least amount of profession in here.
We are just going to share our experiences and like our thoughts, but like please don't think that we're trying to give out any professional advice.
Yeah, we should just say that with a capital yeah. There's absolutely no advice here. We did use a book as we kind of like did a little
read it in a
club.
book.
We read it in a book. It's called The Psychology of Spending by
The Art of Spending.
The Art of Spending.
And then Morgan Housel. And then he also has The Psychology of Money.
And I've read both. So a little bit of my notes have like both information, both books in it. But yes. Did you like the book?
I listened to it on audio and I have a lot of work to do. Is what I've learned. But like to share my story a bit, like I did not grow up in a financially literate household. It was like emphasis on materialistic things, like spending everything. I feel like until 3 years ago, like I would just, and Jim and I, when I make money, I put it into my own account. Like that's how I want the freedom. Like I don't want to answer to anything. And Jim doesn't care at all. But like I would spend literally every single dollar in my bank account. And then I want to say once I started making money, like 3 years ago, like real actual money, now I'm like so psychotic about my low limit and like what I want to get to. And
your margin of error.
Yeah. And it's just like, it takes time, but once you start to feel more confident with how you're approaching money, you can never go back to what you were before.
Totally. I totally agree with that. That's crazy to hear you say that because parallel lives. I also grew up in a house where it was paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It was very confusing because we wouldn't have food in the house, but then my mom would go shopping at Bloomingdale's. So like I didn't understand how that worked.
My dad, this is something separate. He was always good, but because I didn't live with him full time, like I never saw that. Where for us, it was always like heavy emphasis on material things.
Heavy.
And then being like, we have no money.
Right. Exactly. It was always this stress about we have no money. But then why are you going to the Hamptons to buy me clothes?
Yeah.
Like that's so silly. Or why are we going to Bloomingdale's because
would
we got
your
into a
parents
fight?
say to you like, we have no money or no?
So it's really dysfunctional. My mom
used to use
5, 4, 3, 2, 1 trauma dump. My mom used to ask me to go to my dad to ask for money. So my mom was on like my dad made the money. My mom didn't work. So my mom was basically on a what is it called when you give out money to your kids?
What do you mean?
Like
like not a trust.
No. Like when they have what is
allowance?
Allowance. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Wolf.
Thanks, Wolf. Like when you have an allowance, that's what my mom was on. She was basically on an allowance. My dad gave her money
From your dad
once a month.
Okay.
And then like with that money, she was supposed to like buy groceries, stuff for the house, like do whatever. But she also had a credit card. So she would take that money and pay down her credit card, and then she would spend all of the money on her credit card, like past the limit.
Okay.
And so that's how I understood money. It's like if you had space on your credit card, that was money.
Yeah.
That's not money.
No, that's not money.
And like I had to wait until I was a full grown adult in my late 20s to break that habit.
I was in my 30s.
Yeah.
I was in my 30s when I stopped working. So I worked all the time until.
Both the same, you and I have the same work ethic, I believe.
Yes, I feel like I hustled as much as I possibly could because I had to survive.
Yep.
And then when I was a trainer at Tracy and I got pregnant with Everly, so this was like 2018, I was like, I actually just don't want to work anymore. And then like I stopped working and I had no income and I'm like,
Never mind.
Can I buy this? And I'm like, ugh. I'm like, this is not going to work for me. I'm like, we need to figure out something where like you give me X amount of money a month just so I can like feel the freedom to shop. And then that was even like, no. I'm just going to make my own money. Like I'm going to figure out a way to do this.
Yeah.
And
we are hard workers.
Yeah.
That is basis. And we also grew up with with financial literacy lacking.
Yes. And not having the freedom, like money was always dangled over me.
Same.
Where I was like, I can't live my life like that. Like I need to figure this out. And Jim has been so helpful because his approach is so different than how I grew up.
So he like taught you basically.
Not necessarily, like we're learning things together as well, but like I've taken so much from him.
Yeah. Dad, that's great. Awesome. That's awesome. Literally, I woke up this morning at 5:30 so that Chris and I could go over our financial budget this morning. Like today has been so financially heavy. It's kind of crazy.
So when I used to hear the word budget, I'd be like, budget. What's a budget? Budget. I don't understand.
No hablo inglés.
But I talked to you about this girl. Her name's AJ. She's from this company, or it's her company called Beyond the Green. And she agreed. She's about to give birth. Like she's probably giving birth right now to come on the podcast in the future.
Amazing.
But she was so helpful because I was like, okay, I'm a 1099. I'm making my own money. I need to be able to save and pay my taxes at the end of the year. I want to have a hefty savings account, but I don't know how to do this. Like, I don't know if I do X amount from a paycheck or I had no idea. So I posted on Instagram and she ended up reaching out. Cool. And from the moment I started talking with her, I was like, I'm bad with money. I'm a spender. Saying everything negative. She's like, you need to reframe how you're talking about money. And then she's like, you need to come up with like, she's using fancy terminology. So I don't know like what it actually is.
Try.
But no, I'm not trying. I'm not trying. She's like, you need to come up with a base that you feel comfortable with in your main account, whether that's like 1 month of expenses, 6 months of expenses.
Your burn.
Is that okay? So maybe
so like what you're okay with like having in your account, God forbid, all of a sudden you couldn't work anymore. What would you be okay with having in there that's a solid piece until
So this is for my expenses. And then she's like, and don't keep money that you don't want to spend in the same account. Put that in a high yield savings account. So like my high yield savings account, although I like count that as my money, it's separate. And it's building interest. It's not much, but it's like 3.59%. So like every year I'm making money on what I'm putting in.
So we're jumping around, but one of the things, no, it's okay. It's good. It's good.
Okay.
One of the things I have on here, which is like so important, I think I never learned this. My dad was a stockbroker, but never taught it to me. And you never learned it until AJ, is compounding your money.
Yes.
So make your money work for you. If you've got money sitting there in a savings account, put it in a high yield.
Savings.
Put it in the market. You'll get 10% back or 8% back.
But the market is a long game, right?
It is a long game.
So like you can't, and Jim handles more of that
for at least a year for tax benefits.
Yeah.
So like you want to think about what's best for you, but truly make sure your money works for you. Don't just let it sit in a bank account earning nothing.
Yeah.
That's really a good piece.
And a high yield savings, I use something called Marcus, and it's so easy. Like I just transfer from my account. So basically she
tell people, what is it called?
Marcus.
Markus?
Yep. Okay. That's how you spell Marcus.
Well, you know, it could be with a C. It could be.
Oh no, C. Marcus.
We're not here for spelling or financial literacy.
Nope, not at all. But that I found to be so helpful. And she's like, every month, what do you want to save this year? I said X amount. She's like, okay, divide that by 12. That's what you're putting into your savings account.
Amazing. And you've been able to stick to that?
Oh, yeah.
How does that feel?
Feels really good.
Amazing.
And that builds confidence, right?
So this is my second piece.
Yeah.
So why is it that both of us, coming from no money or like always being like money, fearing money or fearing finance, we were always so okay with spending money, right? When you have nothing, you don't feel the desire to continue to build something.
Yes.
But when you start to have something, right, you chase the quick dopamine, right? You chase like, I want to buy this bag or I want to go on this vacation or I want to buy those shoes. When you have nothing, you chase the quick dopamine.
Yes.
When you have something, that growth of that thing, the money account, that is the new dopamine.
Yeah, that is the new dopamine.
That is the new hit, right?
I mean, I still love an Hermes hit, but like.
Sure, absolutely.
But I get what you're saying because then I see it and I'm like, okay, this needs to get bigger.
And you wouldn't have that drive, you'd be getting an Hermes every single time if you didn't start to build this new habit of saving, right? The minute a check would hit, you'd be at the Hermes store with your SA, right? But now you wait and you pause and you say, do I need something new? Because building that and letting that compound is giving me the dopamine that I need. That's my Paris apartment.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So yeah, so no money, it's like thoughtless spending. With money, you feel that
also,
dopamine.
But I want to put
thoughtful.
out that like we had at a certain point I had to survive.
Right. But I had 2 or 3 jobs and like was buying, designer shoes.
Yeah.
I had no business
doing that.
Yeah. Right. Like I had 3 jobs. I would work my ass off. Maybe I could have had 2 jobs and slept a little and took care of myself better and reduced my anxiety if I saved or if I learned how to save early on.
Totally.
So you don't have to live that way. And granted, yes, we were surviving. We were eating dinners with promoters.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty legit survival, but we could have been so much better.
And now we can give that to our kids.
Exactly.
But there are some certain situations where people like they don't have the luxury of.
Absolutely.
And they're just trying.
Especially now.
Yeah.
It's awful. And when you think about what's going on with like food shortages, food pantries, whatever, that's a whole nother podcast episode. But yes, now the struggle is real. And that's why I think this theme is so important, not about saving, but financial literacy in general.
Yeah.
You need to know where you're going.
Yeah. And it feels good.
It does feel good to feel like you're in control of it, right? Okay. I think also something that I've learned that's felt really good is I've clarified for myself what a want is versus a need.
In terms of buying
material goods and also like experiences. I'm a big experience girl.
Yeah.
So like even at the farm, like there's still so much we have to do and decorate and like do to it to make it what we want it to be. Mm-hmm. But I've had to ask myself, like, does it make sense to do a party barn right now? Like, no, like leave that barn, leave it alone. And like eventually you throw in a movie theater. Eventually you put in an arcade, whatever you want to do in that space. But it doesn't need to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's a 10-year plan.
Yeah.
Right? And same with stuff. Would I love to have an Hermes bag? Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'd rather go on this trip or I'd rather do this, right? It's all about figuring out what a want is versus a need. And I think for me, that was huge because I wanted a lot of things. I didn't need anything.
Yeah. I feel like materialism is just something I need to work on. And I'm not sure I'm like at that point where I'm not going to buy Hermes, nor will I ever get to that point.
I'm going to get to Hermes. Like you're going to share with me your sales associate.
No. Friends don't share sales
associates. Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't realize that. Things you learn on the financial episode. Look at that. But I think, and this is what he mentioned in his book, it's not about changing your relationship with materialism as much as it is about being intentional.
Yes.
And I think that's a really beautiful way of looking at it. You don't need to change anything about who you are. You just need to be really intentional about what you're buying and asking yourself again, want or need.
Yeah. For me, it's like, okay, people post a link, I like it. It's so easy to instantly buy, right? So now I want to make sure in this new year that I'm taking the time to be like, do I actually want this? I'm doing no spend January.
Love that for you. Like, I think I'm going to do that too.
I can do like beauty products and like essential stuff. Yes, but nothing where I'm like, unless I get a bag offer, but that's always just my one loophole.
Oh my God, you're so funny. Okay, I am doing actually no spend January where it's like, even if someone offers me an Hermes bag, I will say no.
You say that, but like you only get one shot.
That's right. I don't know this game.
That's my one loophole, and it's not going to happen, but I just have to put it in there.
I hear you.
But I don't need, like, what do I need? I have a closet full of jeans. I have sweatpants. I have clothes I can wear.
Well, if you would have asked our younger version, our answer would have been everything.
Yeah, because I had nothing that I wanted.
So that's the other part of this, is realizing that what you have is always what you wanted. Yeah. You have everything that you want. It's
so easy to forget that.
Right.
Or not see how far you've actually come.
Right. So he talks about in this book that true wealth is what you have minus what you want.
Yes, like being content.
Yeah, well, that's what contentment is. Yeah. And that's what wealth is, right? Yeah. So there's 2 ways that you can think about this. You can back into it and think, okay, well, I have everything. I have my food, I have my health, I have my family, I have my friends.
Yeah.
So I don't need anything.
Materialistic things that you so desperately wanted when you were
little. It's not a need, it's a want.
Yeah.
Right? And so you can back into it that way and realize, oh my God, I have everything that I need. Or you can say you want all of these things and then work towards them. But then maybe on the back end, suffer a little bit because you feel like you're constantly moving the goalpost.
Yes.
And that can be a little bit rough.
I wonder for me, and it's something that I think about because the last 3 years and really like the last 2 years, it's the first time I've ever made money like this. And so like, I can't just be like, okay, I'm not going to do anything about it. Like there's something inside me that I'm trying to prove or something where I'm like, I have the freedom to do whatever I want
and
now.
I want to show you that I can do that by
whatever I want. And so I think that's just where I am. I'm already slowly starting myself to like see myself grow out of it a little bit and prioritize more important things like having money in my high yield savings account or paying for the kids camp or whatever it is. But I think it's just something that I needed to get out of I need to get out of my system.
Do you think it's for society or do you think it's for you? Because of the way you grew up and kind of having the stability now of having
I'm
cash.
sure it's a mix of both.
Okay.
I'm sure it's an even mix of both because like I enjoy shopping and having the freedom to just do whatever I want.
Yeah.
It's so desperately all I wanted growing up. So now being able to have that.
It's the little girl dream.
So like I'm just living that and then I know I need to calm it down and already it's like easing.
It's amazing. Right. And again, progress, not perfection. So speaking on that point, one of the things he talks about in this book is that spending and the way you spend is like a mirror into regards to your authentic self. Did that feel hard to read or listen to?
I was kind of like, yeah, totally. Yeah. I have work to do. Yeah. And that this book brought it to the surface.
To light, which is kind of cool. And the fact that you're open to it and not defensive towards it is really cool.
You can't stay the same forever, right?
And you shouldn't.
You have to change. And like, there are going to be things that you're not good at or that you're not your best self and like recognize it. And then I have to work on it.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's so beauul Well said. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I will still go to Hermes.
Of course. Of course. And I'm eventually going to go with you one day. I also think it's really important that we talk about the fact that happiness and money are not hand in hand, but they complement each other.
They do. And
so I just want to be clear on that though. Like money does not buy happiness. Money buys opportunity and freedom. Yeah. And that means you can be happy or that
wherever you go, there you are.
Right. That contributes to your happiness. So money amplifies whatever you already are.
Yeah, I love
right.
That.
So like if you're miserable, if you're sad, if you're just a grump, you're going to be a grump with money. Yeah. You're going to be a grump without money.
Maybe life will feel a little easier because you're not stressing about certain things.
It's easier to cry in your Range Rover than it is your broken down hoopty.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, if you're an overly emotional person, you're going to cry in both situations. Yeah. You know what I mean? So the money, the expensive car doesn't really make the difference. It's who you are that makes the difference. And the money amplifies that. Another piece that I really loved, obviously, because I'm a therapist, was that true wealth is not just financial, it's also psychological.
Okay.
And
so true.
It's so true. And I love it. I actually get like excited about that. You can be he says in the book, you can be financially rich and psychologically poor. So like no matter what you have, you're still feeling that depletion. You're still feeling like you're moving the goalpost, which is exhausting.
That would like to be in that situation, to have everything you could possibly want, like on
it's the other extreme.
Level, yeah.
It's like poverty. I know that people are going to have a strong reaction to that, but anything in extremes kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And like extreme wealth, and I've been around people who come from extreme wealth.
Yeah. No, like she actually has.
I really have. Yeah. And like they are pretty normal, miserable and happy in the same amount. Sometimes more miserable because they're more fearful that people are using them or that their money brings more money, more problems.
More money. They don't say that for no reason. I also feel like if you have access to do whatever you want, like go on vacation, buy whatever bag.
It loses its fun.
Its excitement must die down a little bit.
If you could go into Hermes and buy anything you want, then an Hermes bag becomes just like a Coach bag.
Totally.
You know, it's not, and again, nothing on Coach. They have a new fashion designer.
No, you're just making a comparison.
But I'm making a comparison. Everything starts to kind of become what's the next hit. Mm-hmm. And that's why I feel like moderation in everything in life is key. Yeah. If you take anything away from this, moderation. Money is a tool, not an identity. I think that this is an important fact of the book. I think a lot of people make their identity around money. And I think this is something Chris and I are actually learning together.
Okay.
Because Chris grew up very different than I did with a much healthier financial literacy background.
Yeah.
But he came from a very different background. Yes. So saving and what that looks like is different for him versus me. And so we are learning a lot of things together.
Yeah.
But trying to think about how money can support your authentic life.
Yes. Okay,
not about running your life around money.
Like we're doing this podcast.
Literally.
We're allowed, or we have the financial means to just like.
This is my Hermes bag.
Yeah.
Right now, this is my Hermes bag.
This is our expensive hobby.
It's our very expensive hobby right now.
But like, this is what we're putting in.
Yes.
To better ourselves.
Yes. And to move out of our comfort zone. Yeah. Again, like if it makes sense to our authentic life, and this does, why wouldn't we do it?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. And then the last piece that I thought was really cool that he spoke about was that, and we talked about this already, and I think it's good to bring it back around. Regret comes from lack of intention, not spending itself. So
break it down.
Awkwardness is temporary. If I have to say no to a friend's 40th, which is going to be awkward in that moment, but that means I'm saving a couple $1,000s so that I can work on something on the farm. Okay. Awkwardness is 10 minutes of that conversation. Yeah. But regret for me not being able to fix my water well would have been so much heavier than me skipping that trip.
AJ says like a budget is actually like power. It is. Then you know what you can spend. And Jim and I like that you and Chris just had a budget meeting because we're going to have like a financial meeting.
We do it once a month.
Yeah, I think that's what we need to do just to make sure everything's in check and we're on the same page.
Chris is an actual Excel wizard. It's insane seeing him.
Maybe you can send us a...
Yeah, he has a whole, he has a whole spreadsheet. He breaks everything into categories. We even have a category called the other, which we need to really hone in, which is my spending.
Do you ever get, like I find myself getting defensive?
Always.
You do? Okay.
Always. It's actually crazy. I hope Chris's mom doesn't listen to this episode. Chris's mom said to Chris that she was like worried about me and my spending. And like this has been something that...
Thank God I didn't marry Chris.
Thank God.
Poor Jim.
It's okay, Jim. You made out in a lot of other ways. But she said she was worried about my spending, and I took such offense to that. And I literally, Chris and I have talked about it so much since she's made that comment. It was such an off comment.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a big
really
deal,
upset me too.
but it really upset me.
Yeah.
A, I work really hard. I make my own money. I contribute to the family.
Yeah.
Like Chris and I split everything, not split everything, but share everything. And like at the end of the day, I don't consider myself a big spender. I spend the most because I buy everything on Amazon for our family, all the toilet paper, all the Tide, all of the stuff that we need for our house.
I also don't think it's necessarily fair for a mom to be involved in finances.
It's not. She is really involved in our life day to day. And I don't really, I don't get offended by her involvement. I get offended just by that one comment.
Okay.
Because I think I'm such a better spender now than I ever was.
I wouldn't consider you.
Literally, I don't even buy bags full price. I have like friends in the industry who like give me their discounts. Like I don't even I bought one pair of Manolas this year. That was my big spend.
Okay, good for you.
Thank you. I had no black shoes.
Rub off on me.
I will. We'll say. We'll say. Again, true longevity requires inner alignment with your financial
Can we go back
alignment.
to that? Did you tell her that upset you? No. Okay.
And Chris asked me not to.
Okay.
So
well, now she knows.
Now she knows. But I think the reason it upsets me is because I've worked so hard to get to this place of having an IRA, having a savings account, having a checking account that's like comfortable where we have like money coming in and out. I've gotten to this place, and so like to hear that I'm still a problem is like, oh
yeah.
And like also to hear it from.
Like a grown up?
Like a grown up. Yeah. It hurts. It stings a bit.
Jim will always be like something with a credit card. And I get so defensive because I'm like, I literally, everything I do, I pay for.
Right. Okay.
Like my hair, my nails, my workout, any bag. Jim does not. I also get so fucking offended when people just assume that Jim buys me everything.
It's the worst.
They're like you have to, like, Jim's budgeting. Is he allowing that bag? I'm like, Jim hasn't bought me. What are you talking about?
Right.
I literally buy everything for myself except for housing and food.
That's like, this is the problem with social media is like everyone only sees a 2% of your life. They only see such a small snippet. And so they think.
It aggravates me.
They have the full picture.
It aggravates me so much as if like Jim does everything for me. All I do is just go and spend on things where I'm like, I have built my Instagram up
You're one of my hardest working people.
Thank you.
You literally are. You work so hard.
I work my ass off.
Yes.
And like, maybe I'm spending too much on materialistic items, but like, it is my money to do so.
Yes.
I pay for my Tracy, my Pilates, my hair, everything I pay for.
How do you fight against the current of judgment when it comes?
I don't.
You just let
I
it.
don't.
You just
like,
let
what
it.
am I going to say if someone says, oh, Jim want the bag?
So I would probably like DM them and be like, just so you know, I did it. I bought it.
What is that going to prove?
Nothing.
Nothing. Like, I
But,
know,
like,
and Jim knows.
I hate being misunderstood.
I know. I hate it, but that's just part of it.
Right.
I'm not going to like post every time, look at the bag that I bought myself.
So that's it. You just have to be a little bit more demure
yeah.
around what you're doing.
But it aggravates me because then it's just like.
You want to be excited.
No, it's just like, okay, if you marry a successful man and then you're just like second to him no matter what. And yes, he makes more money than me, obviously, and he supports the family. And I'm so grateful for the beautiful life. But like, it aggravates me that I've gotten to a point where I can like buy a bag like that.
Yeah. And you can't
on my own.
Celebratory about it because other people are
where I
gonna
used
bring
to
you
have
down.
$20 in my bank account, maybe. Like if I was lucky.
Dude, I drove across country to LA with $1,000 in my bank account. I moved
crazy.
across the country with $1,000. I remember I went with my best friend Erin, and you've met Erin before.
Yeah, of course.
She didn't have any money either. And so the two of us were like trying to figure out how much money we had for gas,
to get you
food.
there. Yeah.
Yes, to get to Arizona. She had a flight. I just had to get to Arizona. And then once I got to Arizona, I would work at my family friend's hotel, save up some money, and then my last jump a few months later was going to be to LA. And then I ended up living with Brooke and my friend Tessa in LA, or in Thousand Oaks actually. I shared a house with them. They were still in college. They're a year younger than me, or they're your age.
Yeah.
So they were still in college, and I ended up living with them. But yeah, $1,000 to get to Arizona.
To New York into your room with 2 dogs with $1,500 in my bank account.
That's amazing.
$1,500.
Into your room, into your bed with 2 dogs. $1,500.
Hudson was under, Eugene was with me.
So guys, just so you know, it can change.
It can change.
You may not be at where you want to be right now financially, but you can get there. And trust me, it's not because we married well, which we did, but that's not the reason we're here. We're here because we worked really hard.
I do want to say I was able to pursue all of my dreams and mess up along the way because of Jim.
Beautiful.
But now that I've gotten to the point where like I've created what I've created, like.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Just thinking about financial freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Like both of us never had a cushion. A lot of people in life have a cushion. They have their family that pays for their college or pays for their rent,
especially
or pays for
in New York. Generational wealth.
Generational wealth is real.
It's really real. And I think people don't realize it. And then they get hard on themselves because
they don't realize who has trust funds, who's getting money from here and there. We didn't have any of that.
No, nothing.
We had zero, and we still have zero. And I actually have dependents, my parents, that I have to take care of. Not my dad really, but a little bit, but my mom completely. And the reality of that is that I've been able to build a business and a life that if Chris, God forbid, disappeared tomorrow, I'd be fine.
Yeah.
And my kids would be fine. And I would be able to take care of my parents, not because of Chris, but because of what I've built. But you make a great point that a lot of people don't have the stability to build something.
Yes.
Because they don't have that support.
Yeah.
And so you have to do with what you got to use what you have to do with what you can now.
But Jim gave me that stability.
Yeah.
Like, and I would always honor and respect that. And so grateful for that.
It's beautiful. And I'm so glad that he did give you that stability because now look what you've done with it. You didn't squander it. You made a life out of it, which is amazing. You can't
win, right? If you have a successful husband and then you're a stay-at-home wife, you're just a stay-at-home wife.
Yeah. You're an SAM, which is nothing, which is like, get out of here.
Yeah. And then if have a successful husband and then you're working.
It's because of him you're successful.
Yes. It's like you can't win.
You can't win.
So
we're women.
I'll just laugh.
Yeah, we'll just laugh instead. So that feels like a big piece of all of this is like having that stability. I will say, Chris, I was always a really hard worker and always had a lot of jobs, even but before I knew Chris, after I knew Chris, while I'm, being married to Chris. But I was working 3 jobs when I met him. And being with him and moving in with him allowed me to then work 1 job, which was like a huge change for me. And then from there, being able to open up my private practice, I never thought I was going to have I thought I was going to have a private practice when I was much, much older.
Yeah.
So when I met him, I was doing the income-based repayment plan that Obama put in place for my my graduate school loans.
Okay.
And I had to stay at this nonprofit for 10 years and then they expunge your debt.
Wow. Okay.
Right. So I was paying off my loan while working at this nonprofit, was going to be there for 10 plus years so that they would then pay off the remainder of my loan.
Okay.
It was a great plan. I don't think it's still functioning under the new administration.
Okay.
But it was really the only way I was able to go to grad school.
Yeah.
And when I met Chris and his family and all of that stuff happened and we got married, he really helped. His dad and him really helped reduce that so I could leave that nonprofit and start my private practice. I would never have done this without Chris.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So again, our privilege is real, right?
It is real.
It's real.
But when I was looking for someone to spend my life with, I was going to be with a provider.
You thought about that?
Yes. I wasn't going to I never liked anyone my own age.
Yeah, that's true.
I always liked
You
guys
always liked older.
Older.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be with someone who was better than me, who was successful, who had their shit together.
Yeah.
I was in no business to be with someone who was at the same point that I was.
Yeah.
That wasn't attractive to me.
That's so interesting to hear you say that. I never dated for anything other than were they hot and did they make me laugh?
Yeah, no. I needed someone who was hardworking, driven, successul.
Is that why you like Jewish boys?
Because
they're usually hardworking, successful, and driven.
Well, maybe.
I didn't know that was specifically something.
That's so weird that you didn't know that about me. Yeah.
Or maybe I did, but
Yeah, I never would if a guy was hot but was a loser, I was no.
Like the pictures I sent you,
yes,
you kept trying to set me up with him, and I was like, he's kind of hot. And you're like, yeah, but he's so gross.
Yeah, but then we went to his house, and you're like, well, you knew. You knew. You're
basically off of your personality, because when we got to his place, I was like, no, this will never work.
No, I always wanted someone who was better than me in that aspect, so I could learn. And
it's a great quality.
Yeah.
It's almost like you were manifesting what you wanted in a partner in a life before you even knew to call it manifestation. You were looking for expanders.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is really cool. That's who you are. Awesome. There was this, I'm not even going to share it, but I think I'm going to share the activity. So there was this one activity in the book that they talked about, which was called the reverse obituary.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what it is you're supposed to imagine what you're spending, what you would be remembered for based off of your spending.
Based off of your spending?
Based off your spending, what your spending supported, what it projected, what it made possible.
Okay, so when you sent this to me, I'm like, why is she talking about what she's spending money on? But now it makes sense.
Did you listen to the book?
Yes, but I didn't go back and re-listen to that.
Okay, that's fair. So basically, think about yourself when you're 60, 70, 80, 90 years old. What have you spent money on and how has it impacted your life so much so that it would be in the obituary? So now I will read mine, even though Chris said this morning it was absolutely ludicrous. Okay. My obituary. Whitney was a great mother, wife, friend, and therapist. She spent her time laughing, traveling, and gardening. She spent time, money, and effort intentionally on her family, her friends, her body, her work, and experiences that became memories. She was thoughtful and generous where it mattered, and calm in the knowledge that her spending supported a life that felt aligned. She died knowing she spent her life feeling good, laughing often with those who mattered the most.
Okay, I like that.
So then anytime I think about spending, now after I did this, I'm like, does that align with gardening, travel, being around people, making people feel good? And for the most part, it does.
Okay, that's amazing. Now that you're saying aligned to be magnetic, which I keep bringing up, you have your magnetic version of yourself, your certain
authentic words.
Yes, you pick 5 authentic words.
I did that.
And so a lot of the time is does this align with I'm messing up the terminology, with my authentic self?
Yes. Do these words align with my authentic self?
Yeah.
Is part of the TBM model.
Yes.
But this is another version of that just for your financial
No, I love
self.
that. But what I'm saying is you saying that I'm spending money. What was the last line?
In regards to what I wrote? Okay, so I wrote, she died knowing she spent her life feeling good, laughing often with those that mattered the most. But then I also said she was thoughtful and generous where it mattered and calm in the knowledge that her spending supported the life that felt aligned.
A life that felt aligned, yes.
That's so important.
It really is.
And I think be easy on yourself in regards to materialism. Yeah. Be easy. Because remember what your psychedelic journey sent you?
Yeah.
was that this is who you are. Just be more intentional about it.
I have to be more intentional about it.
That's it.
That's all.
That's it.
And 2026, I just hired a bookkeeper.
Oh my goodness.
I'm very excited about that. I think every year I'm growing more and more.
Yeah.
And that is the purpose and intention
of everything.
Year. Yeah.
And like truly you are a success if you get 1% better.
Yeah, that's true.
1% better. I can't take credit for that. It's Atomic Habits.
Oh, it's 1%.
James Clear. Yeah, that's his.
I was 2% better at ballet last week, so.
There you go. I saw that you went with a friend.
I did. Good. She was a professional dancer, so I was like, okay, don't watch me.
Right, don't look at me. Don't look at me.
When she was in front of me at the bar, she did a really lovely job and made me better.
Well, that's awesome. And again, another expander.
Mm-hmm.
Use your friends as springboards.
Yeah, I love that.
What happened to our guest caller?
Oh, should I call her really quickly? Let me see.
Wolf, how long do we have?
You want to like wrap in 5 minutes? That's fine.
Okay, thanks.
Let me just call her really quickly.
I'm really excited that we have this guest appearance today.
She's called me 5 times. Maybe Jim's home by now.
Literally one of my favorite people.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Let's hope she's in a good mood.
Does she take after
now she's not answering.
you or Jim? Oh my God, playing hard to get.
Me.
I love it.
Oh, do you want to be on the podcast?
Where's Everleigh?
Can you say hi?
Hi, my little pumpkin. You show her.
Say hi.
Do you want to show her to the camera or no?
Do you want to say hi or no? No. Okay.
Okay, bye,
right, I just
Everleigh.
want to make sure. I'll call you when I'm done. I'm almost done, okay?
Feel better.
Love you.
Tell her I'm the farm lady. She remembers me as the farm lady.
Well, you look like a farmer today.
Hey.
Okay, so wait, I wanted to read one thing that AJ wrote. Your relationship with money is built on trust, respect, love, and communication. Seeing a healthy balance in your checking account reminds you that you're in control. When that balance is zero, even with savings elsewhere, it creates fear. Leaving 1 month of expense in your account reinforces trust in yourself and ensures you use your money intentionally rather than avoiding, sabotaging, or regretting it.
Obsessed. Put it on a t-shirt. That's awesome. We absolutely need to have a podcast episode with her on it.
We will.
Let's bring in the professionals.
And I'll put the Substack I did with her in the notes because I found it to be
awesome.
really helpful.
I actually read it too, and it was really helpful. You can find all of AJ's tips in that Substack. So I would highly recommend taking a look. All right, guys.
I hope we were somewhat useful.
Yeah, this was extra chaotic today.
Yeah, I always leave the podcast being like, that sucked.
But nevertheless, like, subscribe, follow.
Yeah, subscribe, follow is huge. And then rate. And follow us on Instagram too.
Yeah, if you want. All right, guys.
All right.
Have a great day. Bye.